So we have a bit of an issue again. Because you missed your appointment again, saying you were sick, but turned out you weren't. So what is your excuse this time? What in the world is going on with you?
I guess I'm eating the wrong things.
You think it's funny? Correction. But you showed me today that you're not sticking with it like you need. Shanae is likely making most of this up. But we did discover that she started to take water pill as direct.
In this modern time, where being fat is being glorified by idiots who have fetishized it, want to commercialize it, and want everyone and everything to resemble themselves because they can't handle being miserable alone. Fat acceptance, body positivity, diversity, and inclusivity all Trojan horses to get people to warm up to fatsos. Even now, terms like plus size, chubby, panda, fluffy, big bone are being coined just because fat and obese are considered slurs. When reality is that most fat people are just poor eaters who are lazy and the posture slaves of GLUTTONE and SLOTAD. Dr. Now exposes these people and their peers for being liars, manipulators, crying elephants, in denial who take no accountability for their actions, along with their peers who are nothing but enablers with no will to say no to the biggest crybabies of the next 10 planets.
Sean is throwing a little tantrum because he's uncomfortable in his wheelchair. He's likely used to getting his way with that. He lives with his mother, and I don't think it's hard to start to understand their.
Scenes in a wheelchair and definitely isn't thrilled about it. He's used to getting his way, which might be making things trickier for him and the people around him. Living with his mom doesn't help either. There's this unhealthy push and pull between them, maybe because she lets him have a bit too much control. So his mommy coddled him and is now the baby of a prehistoric jellyfish.
That's fine. We know what we're getting into. Yeah.
And the reality is, Sean must be taking in at least 20 to 30,000 calories a day.
Scene consumes a massive amount of food daily, taking in at least 20,000 to 30,000 calories, oxo a literal whale. This overeating is encouraged by his mother, who continually serves him, reinforcing an unhealthy dependency. Her actions suggest a pattern of enabling. A mother nourishes, not open a buffet.
Because his mother bringing it to him. You're killing him right now. This has to stop. This is a very unhealthy dynamic.
Scene's mother overindulges his food addiction. She could literally kill him because of her enabling behavior. Even the doctor is telling her the same thing. With the way she is feeding and he is eating, he will have eaten 2 generations of food.
Sean is used to his mother completely taking care of him. As long as she does everything for him, Sean has no reason to leave, and she controls him with the food. We have to start making drastic changes with him.
Scene depends on his mother to manage nearly every part of his life, making it easy for him to stay with her rather than pursue independence. His mother maintains control by regulating. Regulating is the last thing she did. His access to food, using it as a means to keep him reliant on her. She is a toxic mom who can't say now, and we have nearly 1,000-pound baby.
Miracle that you're alive. Both Sean and his mom claim they're ready to make change, but I'm not seeing any evidence of that. He can get up.
Scene and his mother claim they want to change, but their actions don't reflect that desire. Despite their words, there's a noticeable lack of progress or commitment to improvement. Scene is capable of standing up and taking steps toward independence, yet he hasn't made that choice. This indicates a disconnect between what they say and what they actually do and really connects their stomach and their mouth, highlighting a need for real action rather than just empty promises.
The fact that he's still somewhat mobile is probably the only reason he's still alive. His mom has to stop overfeeding him, and Sean needs to take this seriously and now, or he won't.
Scene's limited mobility is a crucial factor in keeping him alive. Bro needs a passport to roll 0, but it's not enough to ensure his long-term health. His mother needs to stop enabling his unhealthy eating habits, and Scene must recognize the urgency of the situation. Did the mountainous bills not show? He has to take responsibility for his lifestyle choices, otherwise he faces serious health risks that could shorten his life. This is a critical moment for both of them to make necessary changes before it's too late.
One of her cousins, he knew I was into big boned women, so he was like, I can feel you. He showed me the picture of her, so I was like, yeah. See, I look past what other people see, her weight, this and that. I know she a good person. She teach me some things, you know what I'm saying?
LaTonia's fiance really digs her for who she is, not just how she looks. BBW just turned into BMW, big, massive woman. When he talks about liking bigger women and shows a picture of his cousin, he's all in. He sees past any weight issues, X-ray vision better than Superman, and focuses on LaTonia's great personality. She's a good person who teaches him things, world hunger plus 1%, showing that their connection is based on respect and love beyond just appearances.
So what are you willing to do?
I'm willing to make a change. That's why I came here.
Well, you came here before and you were given a chance to make those changes. And in the past 5 years, you haven't made those changes. What is different today? Tell me.
Because I finally have a great support system.
LaTonia is plumped and tells her doctor she's ready to change. The doctor questions her, asking what she's actually willing to do since she had a chance before, but didn't make any changes in the last 5 years. That's a whole college tenure. She got a different student debt. LaTonia responds that this time is different because she finally has a solid support system from her family.
But if you're not hungry, you don't have to eat.
But the doctor told me that if I don't eat, then my metabolism is high or low or something like that.
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Everybody gonna confuse you, but you should never get confused about one thing, eat less.
Yes.
Okay? There's no confusion with that. Okay? Now, if you really put the math together, you have eaten the food that belongs for the next 4 years ahead of time.
The doctor firmly tells LaTonia that she shouldn't eat if she's not hungry. Biggest I told you so. Although she mentions doctors warning her about not eating, he stresses that it's simple. She needs to eat less. He warns her that if she keeps eating the way she has, she's getting herself up to consume enough food for the next 4 years in one go. Damn DOC. This highlights his frustration and urgency in getting her to understand the importance of healthier choices.
Forcing yourself to eat, it don't matter. You might think you're not eating a lot. You might eat breakfast. Then you're gonna leave, you're gonna go eat out to a restaurant. Then later on, you're gonna eat something else. You think you ain't eating a lot. You really ain't say you gonna eat one meal. I cut my eating habit. Just trying to support you. You think you ain't eating a lot.
Can we just do it and not just talk
Yeah,
about
don't do it.
Okay.
You can talk about it.
LaTonia gets defensive when her fiancé brings up her eating habits, insisting she doesn't eat that much. Oh, finally some medicine. He calls her out, saying she probably doesn't realize how much she really eats, like having breakfast, going out to restaurants, and snacking throughout the day. That covers everything. He points out that he's changed his own eating habits to help her out. While she agrees to work on it together, she feels overwhelmed when he suggests they talk more about it, saying, "I can't do it now." Should have shut your mouth for the food as well. Their conversation shows her struggle to accept the reality of her eating habits and his genuine concern for her health.
LaTonia seems defensive about her eating habits and doesn't realize how much she actually is eating at one time. But she primarily blames emotional issues as a reason why she didn't do what she needed the first time. But claim that she worked through those issues with her family, so they're not holding her back any longer. So we'll see if that's the case, and she's willing to put in the hard work to make the progress she needs.
LaTonia is defensive about her eating habits and seems unaware of how much she eats at once. She blames her past struggles on emotional issues and claims to have resolved her family problems, insisting they no longer hold her back. However, the doctor remains skeptical. She's so fat, you can't even x-ray through the BS, and wants to see if she is truly ready to put in the effort to make the necessary progress.
I don't eat that. I don't eat beans at all. I don't even know what that is. And this look like dog food.
Meat?
I don't eat stuff like this.
That's good nutrition, that's good protein, right?
Like I don't eat beans at all.
But how about the meat?
I don't eat that kind of meat. I haven't really ate nothing since I've been here.
You're not gonna fade away. You're gonna be fine.
I still have to eat something.
No. You're eating the food that belongs to the next 4 years.
LaTonia complains to the doctor about her lunch, refusing to eat the beans and meat, and jokingly saying it looks like dog food. That never stopped you before. The doctor tries to convince her of its nutritional value, but she insists she hasn't eaten since arriving. He brushes off her concerns, telling her she won't fade away and that she's already eaten enough for the next 4 years. Damn, a smooth fade and a leap year roast. The she well shows her frustration with the food and the doctor's dismissive attitude toward her complaints, stressing the need for her to change her perspective on nutrition.
Go get her weight has affected us in many ways. I have to go to all school functions. He's in Taekwondo, and she never actually seen him. I've had to videotape his classes for her.
She's a great mom, but you just can't be a good mom when you're in bed.
Liam loves her so much, and I thought having him would change everything.
Her weight really affects the whole family, even though she's a good mom. Being stuck in bed makes it hard for her to be fully present as a mother. She's just a mother by law. Liam loves her a lot, but despite that, things haven't changed like they thought they would. They were hoping his love would help her improve, but it hasn't made the difference they expected. The lover grew, along with everything else, showing the struggle between what she wants to do as a mom and her physical limitations. It has gotten worse.
Like ice cream.
Ed loves Penny, but Penny is very stubborn, and Ed does enable her. He buys whatever she tells him, and if he doesn't, he's gonna be in trouble.
Ed definitely does bring the food in to the house, but I also...
Ed is in love with Penny, but she's incredibly stubborn and manipulative. He buys her anything she wants just to keep her happy and avoid looking bad. No balls. It's all on him, enabling her entitled behavior, and it's clear he feels trapped in this relationship. She's literally weighing down the relationship. His love has turned into a weakness, letting her control him while he neglects his own needs.
Imaginary. She seems like she played a role of being a victim and encouraging family to be enabler. And this dynamic is very difficult to break. We're gonna keep Penny under observation and a strict diet. If she loses weight in 1 month, surgery would be an option.
A little stickies now.
Being in hospital, she should eat.
Penny has a mix of real and imagined problems, both are food, and has taken on a victim role, more like a victim role deluxe, to get her family support. This group dynamic is hard to change. She's currently under observation and following a strict diet, with the condition that if she loses weight in a month, they'll consider her for surgery. Enablers are truly bringing about massive changes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay. I'm concerned that Penny convinced herself that she's permanently disabled. Okay? I'm not sure we're gonna be able to help her.
Penny's behavior is troubling because she has stopped losing weight despite being on the right diet. It seems someone is sneaking. Cartel smuggling has branched out food to her, allowing her to sabotage her progress. This manipulation highlights how she's exploiting her family's enabling behavior rather than relying on the routine, complicating her situation and raising doubts about her commitment to losing weight.
And she doesn't like to see what the scale is showing her.
So now I don't know how long I'm gonna be stuck in Texas.
Maybe I'm not gonna be successful unless I'm home. I know there's no way.
We took a punch to the gut. We gotta shake it off.
It's like game over.
And together, no, it's not game over. That's what he's talking about.
Well, he might have pushed me to that.
The doctor harshly tells Penny to stop crying. Well, she's losing water weight, insisting that what he's doing is for her own good. He reflects on his experience signing death certificates and expresses frustration at not being able to reach her. He emphasizes that time is running out and that while she may want to prove something to herself, the reality is that it's a race. She is finally first in one race at least, against time before it's too late. His tough love approach aims to make her realize the seriousness of her weight situation. She literally thought new EIGHT a minute.
Said what's so impactful to me is it took me by surprise. I think that day in the hospital was harder than the day I left Maryland. And it's made me think about things a little differently.
The doctor feels he won't be able to reach Penny, get SpaceX to reach that planet, viewing her as her own worst enemy and her husband as the second worst. Each planet has its moon. He notes that neither of them realizes how dangerous their situation is, emphasizing the urgent need for a wake-up call about Penny's health before it's too late.
I want fries.
If she wants something, I go get it. Because I love her and she asked me to.
Zach gets a lot of nibbles for Christina and says will do anything to get her what she wants because he doesn't want to lose her. She ain't going anywhere. But he also worries about making her mad, which adds to the stress. What's she gonna do? Sit on you? It shows the tricky balance he's trying to maintain between being supportive and avoiding conflict in their family.
Take care of her.
Yes.
Let's fast forward down the road. What's going to happen? Because you will sabotage her weight loss.
No, I don't.
I guarantee you. She wouldn't be in that point if you didn't want
Right.
to. When you start losing weight, they feel they losing the grip on you. This is a dynamic that we need to change now. Christina is in a dire situation.
The doctor confronts Christina's enabling family, warning that their behavior will sabotage her weight loss. He states that she wouldn't be this big without their influence and highlights that as she starts to lose weight, they feel they're losing control, which needs to change. He stresses that Christina is in a bad place surrounded by enablers. Damn, doctor did a kill streak.
It's not water. For that, you have to drink at least 300 gallons of water. You gain weight because you feel comfortable with your eating.
We haven't been able to cook the proper foods.
You know, that's very typical. When you got an enabler here, when you ask a question, enabler would answer. So why don't you let her answer? Okay. This is very, very
The doctor confronts Christina about her weight gain, noting she has gained 16.96 lbs, 7.7 kilograms, instead of losing 30.87 lbs, 14 kilograms. When she blames it on water weight, he sarcastically points out how it would take 300 gallons to gain the water weight. Damn, she is a dam. He attributes her weight gain to her diet and highlights the typical behavior of a codependent who speaks for others. He emphasizes that Christina needs to take responsibility for her situation and answer for herself.
calorie a day in order to gain 17 pounds.
Screw cry, baby.
But because she's accustomed to eating a lot, they don't realize that she's still overeating.
I'm fine. Just a second.
In the home environment, nothing has worked. We need to separate Christina from her enabler, so we're going to put her in the hospital, give her a chance.
The doctor straight up tells Christina that she must have been chowing down over 7,000 calories a day to gain 16.96 lbs, 7.7 kilograms, bulking for suspended animation. He points out that her family is just used to her overeating at this point. While he tries to say there's no immediate danger, it's clear he's frustrated, admitting that her home situation is a total bust when it comes to her health and weight loss. He makes it clear that if she wants to turn things around, Doc's mom, she can't turn around.
With her and the enabling environment is still there. It seems that separate her from enabler has not worked. Obviously, they are bringing her food, and literally they are killing her. Hello. So you've been here?
Christina's problem is that she's always surrounded by 5 to 6 people who enable her unhealthy habits. Just divorcing herself from the codependent environment isn't enough. A divorce would have alimony and food bills. They keep bringing her food, breaking bad to breaking bread, and sabotaging her efforts to get healthier. The doctor emphasizes that their behavior is literally killing her, underscoring the urgent need for her to break away from these toxic relationships if she wants to improve her life.
I hope I have the stamina to resist all the temptations around me. My family doesn't realize how hard it is for me to watch them eat what I...
Christina hopes to resist temptations, but she's struggling. Watching others eat the food she craves makes her feel isolated and intensifies her internal conflict. The only internal conflict is her digestion. Every bite others take reminds her of what she's trying to avoid, leading to frustration and overwhelming feelings as she fights between her goals and her longing for comfort foods. Hopefully you all feel comfortable enough to like the video and subscribe to this channel.